And we're back. We are live and welcome back to the channel, fellow gamers. Also, welcome to my live stream. Yeah, that is the title of the stream. Welcome to my live stream. Also, as always, the music playing in the background is Welcome to the Show by Kevin MacLeod. It's licensed under Creative Commons 4.0 and you can download it for free at incompetech.com. Yeah, okay. So there you go. That's the thumbnail of the video or the live stream. Stop making bad games. It's not just bad games, it's bad games. I don't know. How hard is it? How hard is it to not make bad games? I guess it's really hard. Okay, let's let's just get started, right? Let's see here. We have Bethesda is Cooked from Asmongold, and as you can see, I'm also watching sports videos. Only when it's interesting. If it's not interesting, I don't watch it. From time to time I do. Mostly clips or highlights. Back in the day, I would even cry when I was a kid. I would even cry if I couldn't watch a basketball game. That was like back in the day. Not anymore. Unfortunately, the NBA is even our local professional basketball league is not interesting. It's not very interesting to watch anymore. It's not interesting and it's not fun. Because the game is, how do you say this? The games are mostly controlled by the officials. Okay, let's see here. Of course, we're not here to watch sports videos. We are here to see what's happening in the gaming space. And we have here a video from Smash JT. Big trouble. Ubisoft director LinkedIn Meltdown exposes. Exposes what? We also have this one from Asmongold. I'm going to check this one first. Bethesda is cooked. I wonder what happened. Maybe, if I'm going to guess, maybe it's about the Starfield DLC, Shattered Space.
Starfield DLC had me worried for Elder Scrolls 6. Bro, if you're not worried about Elder Scrolls 6, I think you're crazy.
I'm going to repeat this again. My wish for Elder Scrolls 6 is the storytelling of Elder Scrolls and combined with the combat of a Souls-like game, but a little bit easier.
About this expansion, because sadly this is not what I
imagine if combat in Elder Scrolls 6
What the hell did you expect?
improves 100 times better than what we have in Skyrim. Combat in Skyrim is
a new boring story, a few new.
I wouldn't call it good. It's okay, but it's not mind-blowing. It's especially if you're melee or you play a I guess any character, any class. It's pretty basic.
But sadly, it didn't look great at all. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the story without spoiling too much.
Okay.
Okay, so you arrive on a new planet and you already become some sort of chosen one within 5 minutes. But nobody trusts you until you complete a 10-minute trial that is, and then they suddenly all do. The main
Wow.
quest after the first dungeon is full of boring
Maybe Bethesda is having a writer problem.
actually saying anything. And you just have to
They should
Like about gotcha games sometimes is like
they should try to hire actual writers and not activists LARPing as writers.
people and how things work around here. Because the characters just
Sure, Starfield is a role-playing game. It doesn't mean you need to hire LARPers.
showing anything. I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk 20.
I'm not trying to offend the LARPing community, but right now, in most game studios, they have activists LARPing as writers.
Fixed it, and the people saw
Many are even LARPing as game developers.
in how these two games handle it.
My apologies. Please, Malibor, do go on.
And that's
Oh my freaking god, it's raining outside.
teachings of Jinan to guide us.
I really hope that
What do you hope, Asmongold? Asmonbald?
with Chat GPT, I think it would have more edge to it. I feel like everything with Bethesda, that like at least recently,
ChatGPT writing is not good.
just
It's passable, but it's not good.
like it's just like the most
Of course, it's a lot better.
toast, like just
It's a lot better compared to the writing made
I don't know
by an activist LARPing as a writer.
how a company like that can.
Now, if you're going to, if they want good stories, they need to hire actual writers, human writers, not activists.
Upsetting. This is when you're leaving Arasaka.
Asmongold is getting mad and he's not even a big fan of Bethesda.
Technology too.
And keep in mind, that scene is after 5 other hours of content, and then they don't even show the title of the game until you finish that entire situation.
Simply make direct contact with the Great Serpent, similar to Jinan Varun's initial meeting.
And then something went wrong.
Also, seriously, game studios or gaming studios, game developers should look at what's happening with Ubisoft right now.
And I
If they keep moving
it's about two brothers
or if they don't make any changes
stole their models.
and they keep on pushing this this thing that they want to push in their games,
Which drink you want to drug before
pretty soon
you kill each other. You can drug.
all will get our games coming from the east.
If this is the first side quest they deliberately want to show you,
And I'm not talking about Japan because even gaming studios in Japan like Square Enix, Capcom, and others are getting influenced by what's happening in the West.
Is dog shit. You're never gonna understand that you're
Come on, Asmongold, no one eats dog shit except maybe dogs.
ain't no way you want to go back to that dog shit. Yeah, bro, like this. He was in the Matrix. Yep. He was totally in the Matrix. And finally, Cyberpunk 2077 unplugged him. And he realized that
Okay, so now that's a much better comparison or
there's
analogy.
Like, I actually can't even.
I'm not a big fan of the dog shit eating dog shit analogy.
I can't even.
It's disgusting.
Story in like one of these games, like for Bethesda, it's like they're being told, and there's an HR representative who's standing in their room with like a notepad ready to write down anything wrong that they say. It's just so. Oh my god.
Maybe Elder Scrolls 6 should be made by From Software. Imagine that.
Anyway,
I'm not a big fan of Souls-like games because they're, you know,
okay. Please let me know in the comments down
they're.
if any one of you played this quest and think
I'm not saying they're not good. It's just that it's not for me. It's more because it requires. It's a game that requires good reaction,
but it
and my reaction speed is quite slow.
mostly boring with again too much pointless.
I like slower paced games.
Stop. Like, so the day that Starfield came out, and
Even if I play first person and third person shooting games, it doesn't mean I'm good at them.
and I said that I thought the game was going to be boring because Todd Howard said it was going to have over 100 planets, and I was like, there's no way this is going to be interesting. Remember that? And people got mad at me. How about that? How about that? Wasn't that over 10 years ago?
By the time I play Starfield, there will be mods that populates planets in the game. I'm pretty sure of it.
Mission from this DLC is quite cool, but then completely falls flat again in the end. It gets an anticlimactic ending where your choice doesn't matter at all and doesn't make sense at all. This again made me feel very mixed about this expansion, while I hope to feel excited after beating it. And the only thing I wonder after all of this is, where is the old Bethesda? I enjoyed Skyrim, Oblivion,
The old Bethesda is dead.
flawed. I enjoyed those.
I'm pretty sure most of the developers working in Bethesda are now activists.
Is that I think that if you look at a lot of journalism now,
Sure, maybe there are still people
a lot of writing nowadays, and I think the reason
working there that
is because it's done by
were there before, but I'm pretty sure there are not a lot of them.
writing process for a lot of stories, that the language in the writing process gets diluted and it loses the original voice of having like one like unified one unified voice or author or writer to it. And I think also this happens a lot with journalism, where I feel like
Not journalists, okay?
incredibly bad, because a lot of people think that writing
Writing is hard.
is going to sound stupid. Writing is an art, and
And it's hard.
use it. And so there's oh Jesus, this is like
It may not be rocket science, but it's still hard.
writing is an art, but at the same time, some people that are theater kids that are 33 that treat it like they're artists, and they're super just so fucking obnoxious about it that it's like, I wish it wasn't an art. So a lot of people, and I think that also in both cases, the writing does not take into account thinking about how the user is going to feel reading what you're saying. Most writing nowadays doesn't have a voice to it. It could have been written by anybody. And I think that's really the weakness that a lot of content like this has. So poetry is not art. The issue is that, well, like I think that a lot of people like view like journalism or something like that, they view it differently than poetry, for example. But my point is that people don't know how to communicate in a way that is compelling. And I think that in the absence of not being able to communicate in a way that's compelling, people communicate in a way that is, like, I don't know, fulfilling maybe? Like, I'm trying to think like the best way to describe it. Like, they're not communicating in a way that is authentic. And it feels very flat and forced, and it's almost like you're basically... It's like
They're not communicating in a way that is interesting
awful.
and fun.
It's simple because Zoomers have severe ADD.
It's a game, and every game should be fun.
I think this is a millennial problem. This is a problem with people that are around my age.
There you go. People around his age don't know how to write crap.
Like, there's like a fucking, like an unholy alliance between.
They don't know how to write crap.
And then also being paid.
Ah, wait, maybe they do know how to write crap.
Oftentimes with writing, you have that fucking inner.
And that is the only thing they know how to write.
Feels like a
crap.
placeholder? Yeah. And I think also, again, it's not really a generational thing, but like right now you're seeing a lot of millennial style writing like that. It's an industry culture problem, in my opinion. I think it probably is too.
You have no idea how Oblivion made me feel as a child while I played it. It definitely has its flaws, but overall, it's such...
The thing that I like about the Elder Scrolls game is that
it's so...
when you play it, you feel like you are the main character
Anyway,
of the game. You feel like you are in the world, even though you're just sitting in your room looking at a monitor.
Honestly. Like, I just never really did think so. It's my opinion.
It is also very short, because you can beat it in a couple of hours and it doesn't add much besides these new quests. There are almost no new weapons, armor sets. I heard some people saying there are new companions, but I didn't find them. No new gameplay features, no new ship parts, etc.
Damn.
When you ask 30 euros or dollars for an expansion, I do expect way more content than this. Or it would
Well,
have
you
been
could have said that about the base game.
better idea to price its expansion about like 15 euros or dollar. Now let's compare it again to Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty. Phantom Liberty, in my opinion, is really good and you get so much content for the same price. But it's an entirely different game. But what I used to love about Bethesda Game Studios isn't here anymore. It isn't in Fallout 76, it isn't in Starfield, it isn't in this expansion.
The Elder Scrolls is going to have this same problem. I think people overrate older Bethesda games too much. Yeah, I think they're not very good either. Like, if I go back and I think of like...
It's not that they're not very good.
No.
It just means it's not for you. I could say the same with World of Warcraft.
Very well, right?
When I tried World of Warcraft, I only played it for 20 minutes because I was like bored already. I was bored. I was like falling asleep
I never really...
while playing it.
I don't know.
There are a lot of games out there. There are a lot of genres of games, and obviously, even if you are a gamer, you'll have preferences and game styles or styles that you like.
I've never been able to like get it. I don't get it.
The last couple of years, I didn't experience it.
At least Asmongold can admit that he doesn't get it.
You understand. Elder Scrolls is my favorite franchise of all time. I usually cover Baldur's Gate 3 on this channel, but my biggest love is from Bethesda Game Studios. It's Oblivion and Skyrim.
Poor guy.
I used to discover the world and discover these great stories, locations and side quests. And it just isn't Elder Scrolls, because I felt the same in Fallout 3 and even in Fallout 4, even though it was a little flawed. But I'm just afraid Bethesda lost their magic, and I'm afraid for Elder Scrolls 6, because it isn't just the planets that you explore that feel empty, right? Because there is handcrafted content in Starfield, but it doesn't feel the same.
It's bad. Because they can't write a good story. They can't make a good game. You can't give a dog a calculator and then expect him to make a cake with it. You're expecting too much. It's not going to happen. Just stop it. Like, there's no way. This is the way I felt like with Blizzard. I'm going to be honest. I feel this way about Blizzard right now. I feel like there is a 0%.
It can still happen, and it will only happen when they realize that what this thing that they're trying to push is not working. It's not being
I haven't been.
Their core audience are not
Until I went back and I watched
enjoying it.
to cinematics. Oh my.
Game developers should realize or must realize that making games for the modern audience
Unbelievable.
will result in failure because the modern audience doesn't exist.
You have to pay for talent. I don't know what to say. It was old cinematics went so hard. Yes, they're incredible. I don't think that we can. I don't know if we're ever going to get back to that. But I know I sound like kind of a doomer saying that, but that's really the way that I feel.
Here's the thing: if you played a Souls-like game and you really enjoyed it, and then you play Skyrim for the first time, you will not enjoy Skyrim because, again, combat in Skyrim or even in the other Elder Scrolls game, combat is not the strongest point of the Elder Scrolls series. It's the story, the adventure, the epic story.
Discover in between. And like I said, I'm not trying to hate on this game. My favorite games come from this studio.
This poor guy.
I wanted Starfield to be good. I wanted this expansion to be good. I want Elder Scrolls 6 to be good.
Oh.
But I'm afraid it isn't going to be. I'm afraid Bethesda lost their magic. And there are some things they have improved in general, but somehow still not enough.
What?
The game and some characters do look better overall, but the random citizens in...
But they don't, though. I mean, they really don't. Like, you look at any game that's made in Unreal 5 looks better than this. Any game. Like, it's just... Like, just nothing about it is good. Like, I don't...
Asmongold doesn't get why Elder Scrolls has a lot of fans or followers or a lot of people enjoying the game. He doesn't get it.
Because maybe I just lost touch with the games of Bethesda Game Studios. But then
It was never about
magic.
the graphics. When I played Skyrim,
Install it again, and I was like,
when I bought it, I didn't have a machine
flaws is
that could run it well.
too.
So it was like in my Steam library for
Dragon's Dogma 2.
a few years.
The entire story was a complete piece of shit, except for the very end of the story when you go into the unmoored world. And that story sequence is so fucking ridiculously, insanely good that it actually shocked me how good it was. I was like, what the fuck? And it's like, no, I'm not the problem. That part, yeah, it was insane. It's these games that are the problem. Did you play Fall? I did not. Where was this the entire game? Exactly. It's still shit, though. I thought it was great.
love it. And then I come back to Starfield and it just, you know? So overall, Starfield, and especially this expansion, it isn't really bad, right? It isn't dog shit.
Yeah.
But we're used to something different from Bethesda Game Studios back in their older titles. And Starfield and this DLC doesn't capture it at all. Well, generally follow...
Also, the first Elder Scrolls game that I played was Morrowind. It was awesome.
Bethesda. But then the Pearl Harbor expansion showed up and it's everything we hoped for it to be. It was great. It had choice, consequence, it had great dialogue, great characters, great writing. It was so incredibly good in my opinion. And you know what's really funny? Far Harbor is cheaper than this expansion because it used to release for 25 euros or dollars. And most of all, it added a lot of new great content, a lot of new weapons, armors, but especially a separate new island that felt really good to explore. And your choice in this main quest really mattered. Far Harbor really improved from the base game of Fallout 4. You can definitely see Bethesda listen to their fans and improved a lot in this expansion. And I really think many people were hoping for a Far Harbor-like DLC for Starfield, because it was going to be one location again where everything was handcrafted, something we used to love dearly from Bethesda.
God.
But it still missed the mark in the Shattered Space DLC.
How you think
But say what you want about Starfield, but it did try something new with the planet. Eventually it was...
No, it didn't. No Man's Sky did the same thing. Like, it didn't. It just was... I just don't understand. I don't... I just, like... Stop eating dicks. I know, it's coping. Like, this is just... I get it that he's a fan of the games, but, like, please see... Please open your eyes and see the truth. See the reality for what it is. This story is just the game. Everything about it was just so bad. Like it was like I'm getting so mad, bro. You're hating on games you never played. It's wild. I'm level 100. I have the level 100 achievement. I played a lot. I played Starfield a lot. He meant the older titles. I played Oblivion. Like, it was okay. I mean, I guess it was okay for the time, but it was just like, I really just, I don't think it was that great. I think that the only reason I played it is because it was something to do. The moment, like, another game came out, I just immediately started playing that. I really just, I mean, it was better than Starfield. Wow. Sorry. I really just don't think it was good. You're such a hater, man. But saying the most popular games at the time were garbage is so immensely dishonest and dumb. I get that a lot of people don't like my opinion on Bethesda games. I understand that. I find them to be painfully dull. Extremely slow. The gameplay is fucking terrible. The story is bland. There's just nothing good about any of them. I played like 3. I haven't played every single one. You're right. Maybe there's one that I'll like.
Unfortunately, you will not like any of them.
It doesn't make sense. I get that a lot of people like Bethesda. I don't and what's weird to me about this, it's like I can't even understand why somebody can like it. That's what's weird. Like I can't like that's like I can imagine why like people can get into like weird I can imagine why somebody would be gay. I can understand why somebody would believe the earth is flat. I can understand why somebody thinks moon landing is flat. Like yeah, I can see where they're coming from.
The problem with Asmongold is it didn't he didn't feel the immersion of he didn't get or experience the feeling of being like in the actual world and you know being part of the feeling of being yourself, the character itself.
To explore, but it did have some of excuse because of course with 1,000 planets many would have to be random generated, right? But Shattered Space doesn't.
It's my guess is he doesn't get what a role-playing game is.
And we also used to give
Again, combat in Skyrim or any of the Elder Scrolls game
it's
Just
online.
a game.
is not great. It's not great.
Changed. I guess
Even if you if I talk to you and you ask me what's your favorite game,
many people this
I would say Skyrim.
but for the people
And
who do want to give another chance.
if you say that game has bad combat, I would agree.
I will grant you that the ship
Also, the factions are basically has the same structure, but I enjoy doing them because when I do them, it's like I'm in the adventure itself.
Visit Cavalier
All
Office
6
KO5
have no
page at
excuses
link.
anymore. It's called Elder Scrolls. Is there?
So if you play the game, if you started playing the game and you didn't get that feeling, you didn't. There's a big chance you will not enjoy it.
Many people are afraid.
That's why I said if you played a Souls-like game and then you play a vanilla Elder Scrolls game, you will not like.
What do you think? Like,
Because
do you think that they're gonna have
Elder Scrolls games are very freaking slow.
Starfield? And
Well, not super slow, but it's the type of game that I like. Slow-paced games.
like, we've got to be like, I mean, how many circles of coping are we in? What?
That is one problem of Asmongold is he doesn't understand why some people, or a lot of people in this case, like a certain genre.
Be good, just like their previous games, their old games, and maybe some people from.
I actually think that
I could understand why Souls-like games are popular,
fantasy stories nowadays.
and I could understand why
Land.
a lot of people enjoy horror games. I don't play horror games. It's not that I don't like playing horror games. I just don't.
I think they're just
It's not.
Yeah, why was The Witcher 3
If I want to enjoy a game,
like
I want to have fun, and watching something that will scare me
like
is not fun. At least for me, it's not fun. But a lot of people enjoy playing horror games. I haven't played The Witcher yet.
Baldur's Gate 3? Why would I hate Baldur's Gate 3? Elden Ring, yeah, but like Elden Ring had like a lot of like Elden Ring didn't have like a narrative in the same way that like Starfield has a narrative, or even Sekiro has a narrative. Like Elden Ring it's all very like esoteric, and
That is his type of role-playing game. A game with no narrative and just, you know,
Bethesda.
combat and combat and combat.
But again,
If that is your preferred
of all,
role-playing game, then
I want your games to be good.
there's a big chance again you might not enjoy playing Skyrim or Oblivion or even Morrowind.
yeah, I made this video 6 years ago.
Again, please make Elder Scrolls 6 great again. It sounds like I'm Trump for America, but
Oh god,
no.
That's why when I
said the same thing.
when I say that what they should do is combine
He doesn't.
the narrative of the Elder Scrolls series with
More people play Skyrim more.
the combat of a Souls-like game, but not too difficult, because if it's too difficult like Elden Ring, then
6 will be.
I'm not sure if
But I
you can call that an Elder Scrolls game. I guess what I'm saying is improve the combat,
you enjoy
because again, combat in any of the Elder Scrolls games are not
Please share it
great.
with me in the comments down below. Because I do
But then again, that is not what the game is selling. It's not selling
this far.
Elden Ring combat
More like
or Souls-like combat.
you know, subscribe and like this stupid video if you agree with my thoughts, or you know, dislike it if you don't agree. But do share it with me in the comments down below what you
Man.
guys think, because I'm really curious where you guys stand on this. Anyway, thanks again for watching.
Okay, so that was a video. Well, he was basically just reacting to another video, and I was reacting to his video. Clearly, Asmongold doesn't understand why, you know, a lot of people, or he doesn't understand why fans of Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls series, like the series itself. The same with Fallout. I've only played like 2 Fallout games, Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas, and when it comes to the story, the narrative, I enjoy the story of Fallout New Vegas better than Fallout 4. Fallout 4, the story is I guess you can say it's okay. But because I played the game late, I already know what happened. I already know what happened in the story. Again, it's about, you know, the feeling of like actually being there. It's not even a VR game, but when I first played Skyrim, I had that feeling. I had a feeling that I am the Dragonborn, and I am there to do away with Alduin and save the I guess the province of Skyrim. It's like when you're reading a good story, a book, you get immersed into the story. It's something similar. Or it's like watching a movie. You're so into the movie that you realize that it's already over. Okay, so what is this TwitchCon 2024? Going to watch this next, and I did not give the video a like.
At this point, we all know that Ubisoft is a complete dumpster fire, no matter
It's not a negative video. It's not an attack
the point of just...
on Skyrim or Elder Scrolls.
Hold on, guys. Welcome to another
He
episode.
just doesn't get or understand why fans of Elder Scrolls
At Ubisoft, going on a
are fans of Elder Scrolls.
against customers, other people in the game industry. It's just all fault.
Obviously, the writing of in Elder Scrolls is not as great as, you know, Lord of the Rings or anything like that, but it has the epicness, I guess.
Falling, collapsing all at once, and it's beautiful to see it.
Okay, so this one is Big Trouble. Ubisoft director LinkedIn Meltdown exposes massive Bloomberg rumor. What? What kind of title is that? It's like a hodgepodge of keywords.
Especially with Ubisoft.
Oh my goodness. Come on, JT.
Making games
Your title is a hodgepodge of keywords.
to the people giving you money. Hit that subscribe.
Again, they don't have common sense.
Full exhaustive article breaking
They don't have common sense. If they
in, but also more
did,
information on the details of
guess what?
potentially laying
There
off
won't be any problems.
1% of their workforce, nearly 8,000 employees, and potentially going private in what looks to be one of the most complicated dumpster fires of a mess in the game industry that we've seen.
And I hope that Bethesda sees what's happening with Ubisoft.
Level, if not a lot bigger, and that was like
But because activists have like taken over these companies or corporations, they will just turn a blind eye to it, and most probably they'll just keep doing what they're doing again until their bottom line
dominant
is affected.
development company of Ubisoft
I'm not even sure if Ubisoft is going to change after
collapse, and they have
everything that's happened to
kept saying, "We know what's best for you,
everything that happened to them.
customers, and we're going to feed it to you. And if you say you don't like it, that's your fault. We're gonna keep shoving it down your throat, and we don't care."
No, that's not gonna work. They can keep trying, but again, there's a lot of games coming out like almost every day, from indie games, from games from the East.
With bankruptcy, these
If Western game developers are not
start getting really loose.
releasing games that are that actual gamers like, then
And you say that
obviously there are a lot of games coming from the East
monetization
with better looking characters
is a very high-level position at a game company.
Also, many of them are free to play.
Lightly. Something that requires extreme professionalism. So keep that in mind when you read through this official LinkedIn post from him. I rarely post on social media. Probably should make that never post. But today, I am sad. Ashamed and sad. The gaming industry is rough at the moment. We all know it. But seeing how, quote unquote,
It's not hard. I'm pretty sure it's hard, but
fate to
all you have to do is make a game
is sad.
for your actual audience and stop making games for the non-existing modern audience.
Extreme issue when someone does the whole quote unquote gamers and gamers,
Just look at the WNBA.
and it's because
Okay.
gamers not buying our product that we're failing, and they all want us to fail. They're cheering it on, and I'm like,
The WNBA
if anything, the game
had, or
to make the game
produced a superstar
because you're not making them. We are going.
that got them like millions of viewers.
Look at how Game Science is doing.
And when the Superstars team
Warhammer 40
got eliminated in the playoffs,
Echoes of Wisdom.
which means the star is also not playing, their viewership drops.
Know their audience and make games specifically tailored to what we want to play. Because at the end of the day, I'd like to think
Because
really not that
the
complicated.
viewers want to watch this particular superstar or star player. They don't want to watch the other players. They don't care about the other players.
Community.
The same with games.
F out of here if you're hurt and ashamed to be in the game community because you do not
Gamers want to play games
hurt because your game sucks.
they want to play,
Go back to the drawing board.
and not games that you want them to play.
May not be for you. What is even more revolting is coming on LinkedIn and seeing the same comments from people within the industry. On top of exposing yourself as clearly non-decent human being, you are affecting thousands of employees that are already impacted by all the hate, despite doing their best to deliver incredible experiences. Oh,
That's why when it comes to gaming studios,
do our job. The hate, and it's not just the gamers doing it. It's not
No Man's Sky, the game studio that develops
to reality.
No Man's Sky,
Time.
is way above the others because
And guess what? We still love doing it because this is weird.
they turned a bad launch
We want the games to be as good as possible.
and they turned it around.
Hate us.
They gave the gamers what they want.
Fail simply because they do not cater to you.
And now No Man's Sky is like one of the best games out there.
Take that seriously. How do you wish a company to fail if they don't cater to you, bro? Like,
Another thing, they did not blame the gamers.
be happy. We're not wishing for your
They
company.
did not say,
Like, we want you to.
this game is not for you.
There's a very big difference. How can you wish a company to fail?
They went back to the drawing boards. Well, not,
Product does not.
they didn't start over, but
If we are not for you, and that is the vast majority of gamers.
they
Companies failing.
they did a lot of work on the game and put out a better product.
Within the same statement here, we are all on the
And I'm still waiting for No Man's Sky to have that 75% to 90% sales
instead of bringing each other.
discount.
Let's all hold hands, walk around the world, and sing Kumbaya, and just not even worry about the games. Who cares if they're good? Who cares if they're bad? Let's just give them our money and just say, hey, it's fine because it's a game. What are you even supposed to say to that? What kind of logic is this? Buy our games instead of hating us? No, that's not how
They don't understand.
capitalism works. Is that why all
They
the
don't understand
industry and
selling a product.
because they can't do anything good, they don't have any talent?
If you want people to buy your product or products, you need to create products people would want to buy.
Stevie, business is brutal in the game industry.
You can't just make products
Beyond
and expect people to buy it.
jobs and definitely highly suspect, unqualified employees.
Especially in the gaming industry where games are like
Definitely not lost on the community.
getting released almost every day. Hundreds of games.
Ideologies, pushing agendas that seem increasingly disconnected from their own player base.
Gaming is about entertainment and escapism.
Entertainment first company, they're not supposedly pushing
Gamers don't want to see
which I covered in a
real life or
said that
current day things or events in their games.
he says we're not pushing an agenda, but oh by the way,
And also, it should make sense.
specific program and we want to uplift them and oh by the way, pride stuff here, uplift all that. But no. We're definitely not going to be pushing any agendas here. I mean, this is the same company that employs Rashi Sika, Ubisoft's vice president of global diversity and inclusion, emphasizing the
Yeah, again, with the inclusivity, they don't understand what it means. To them,
workforce.
the idea of inclusivity is this: if you don't align to our opinion, if you disagree with our ideas or thoughts, you are excluded.
There was a bomb
How is that inclusive? That is so stupid.
about how Ubisoft may be taking itself private or
The same with the woke guard character creation.
right now,
The
but
developer was like super happy that they were able to create something, a very inclusive character creator,
could be out of a job. And I think that
because you can make ugly characters.
Ubisoft is kind of
So how is that inclusive when you can only make ugly characters and you're not allowed to make
to this internal.
good-looking characters? How is that inclusive?
Bloomberg had said that rumors are surfacing that Tencent Holdings and the Guillemot family are considering options to take Ubisoft private. The report suggests that this potential buyout is a response to Ubisoft's declining market value, losing more than half
It doesn't matter whether
and the growing pressure
Ubisoft gets bought
holdings
by another
buyout
or even if it gets a new owner,
upwards of nearly 35%.
if they continue making the same mistake,
$10 to over $14 in the span of an
what they need to do is to
in Europe.
do a 360
According
and go back to making games for their actual audience.
40%. As he said on Twitter, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a significant reduction of about 30 to 40%. That is a very large portion of bloat being cut out of a company that literally has no reason to be there. The games that Ubisoft has been putting out are worthless garbage. They are not what gamers have been asking for. They're trash. There are so many good games out there to be playing that these games coming out of Ubisoft do not need upwards of 20,000 people at the workforce behind them. So maybe they
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
at their company who actually cares about games and not worrying about all these political agendas behind the scenes and actually
And
developers
I might never play one.
experiences. But, I don't know. Maybe that makes way too much sense. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Guillemot, if you want to hear me out, I could talk to you and tell you, hey, let's go through these employees and see who actually cares about what they're doing. Probably wouldn't even take that long. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there.
I'm pretty sure it's not
Dive into it. I will link this article in the
it's not the employee's fault. Maybe most of them are just following orders, or they're just given tasks to do this and that.
Inclusion company. We're launching in a couple of weeks.
Come on, stop with that bullshit inclusion and diversity.
On helping startups and scale-ups and
How is dividing people unify them? That's just so stupid. They have this idea of diversity. They want to group people based on certain criterias. And they say that is good. That is so stupid. How can you unify something that is divided? You try to divide them apart. This whole idea of DEI is just nonsense. It's nonsensical and it's stupid. Okay, let's see here. I have like a few minutes left, I guess. This is a movie. I'm sorry, Rev. I'm going to watch it later. Okay, so The Sparrow. Okay, that is you know, a movie. They made the movie a musical from what I've heard. A Joker movie about a murdering maniac, and they turned it into a musical. Great job. I wonder who is it for? I wonder who is it for? The modern audience. I'm pretty sure of it. So, the first Joker made $1 billion, over $1 billion. So they had more than enough money to make another one, and they did. But this time, their goal is not. This time, the first one, the goal was to make money. This second one, the goal is not to make money, but just to annoy those who watch the first movie. It's like, oh, you're expecting the same quality, the same style as the first movie. Nah, you're not getting it. You're not. We're going to make something different. That is so stupid. Why would you you already have a winning formula in the first movie. Why would you change it? Just continue the story and keep Joker a murdering maniac. Well, I guess the Joker is still a murdering maniac in the second movie, but I wouldn't know. Haven't seen it, and I have no plans on seeing it. I'm not even going to pirate it. That's how disinterested I am in the movie. What is this? Let's see this. Sweet Baby Inc. supported by Nexusmods. Website bans anti-woke mod and review. That's not news. That is not news.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I have some interesting...
Yeah, this is not news. Nexusmods is a... although I still use it because most of the mods that I
let's be real.
download from there
This website, they will give you mods
are not woke,
that at least
as
fit
far as I know.
in some way, shape, or form. The moment you try to do a mod that doesn't fit their message, that mod is going to get deleted. We actually have a post here from Natalia over on Twitter. And if you guys don't remember who Natalia is, she is the one that got a direct message threat from Sweet Baby Inc. and posted it. This person, Natalia, actually just posted...
There's a lot of other sites where you can upload your mods.
mod that turns, and forgive me if I'm saying this wrong, Anger Boda from God of War, from black to her original skin color like she always has been, which is more whiter.
There's also this, I think some kind of fetish with
Now again,
black people, I guess.
one of
there are like people out there with a fetish,
They love to say that
with a weird fetish towards black people. They like turning
I've never seen a company
non-black characters into black.
doesn't do anything. But again, that's just a narrative that they want you to believe.
Could be a fetish, could also be a perversion.
The moment SBI gets
I
involved,
wouldn't be surprised.
shit like this happens, right? But this game, God of War Ragnarok, sold half on Steam of what the original game did. And there's a multitude of reasons for that. Wokeness is definitely one of them. Granted, probably smaller compared to the really big issue, which is the fact that you need PlayStation account linking, and also that it's not sold in a multitude of countries that don't have PlayStation accounts. But again, all that being said, apparently Nexusmods has banned this mod from existing on their website. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So we got a post here from Natalia, and it says the following: Angerboda's mod on God of War Ragnarok was removed from Nexusmods for being offensive. Now it turns out that being white is being offensive. I remind you that Angerboda is Viking, not African. Even the mods are itching now. Go fuck yourselves. Okay, so now that we have that idea, I pulled up a picture of Angerboda the way she was depicted in actual Norse mythology, just so that you get kind of an idea.
It shouldn't be surprised if a person in Norse mythology is
as black. That's never
white.
That's only a modern,
because it's
we only ever see
Norse mythology.
when companies like SBI are involved.
It's so stupid to expect
a particular narrative.
anything otherwise.
But overall, this would never happen. The picture on the left would never happen.
Imagine if someone
They want to be
released a fan comic books of Black Panther and Wakanda is all white people.
We know that good old Nexusmods
A lot of people are going to cry and get triggered.
accurately.
I wish someone do that. Come on, someone who has like skills on creating comic books, make a Black Panther comic book, a fan-made one, and everyone in Wakanda is white and Black Panther is white, just to annoy just to annoy and trigger all these woke assholes.
It does the same exact thing that the developers did when they
make all of them Christians.
virtue signal with to the West when they're selling it in the Middle East. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it shows the ridiculous hypocrisy behind companies like Nexusmods. But I got you another example, so you're probably thinking to yourself,
I'm not even white, and it annoys me because they keep changing the characters, and not just in this game, but also characters that
turned into black. You know, they wouldn't allow it the other way.
Characters from other, I guess, media or franchises.
Mods, and apparently it's pretty popular. I didn't even know this was popular. But this mod allows you to turn Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher from white to black. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Here from Timo A92.
See?
That says precisely. However,
so white to black is perfectly fine, but black to white is offensive. Again, these people,
she agrees, fem all, fuck them all.
My guess is they have this fetish.
Still 100%.
Maybe it's a perversion.
961 unique downloads, 85 endorsements, with a total downloads of 1,891 and 64,000 views. This is perfectly fine. Why is this mod allowed and others are not? This person said.
Exactly.
This is hypocrites. Return the mod of Judy X Male V and Angerboda White. Why?
Exactly.
Understanding that race swapping was frowned upon here. This person says, I reported this mod. You should do it as well. I hate double standards and
it's some kind of fetish.
To race swap white characters, but mod swapping black characters are insta removed. That's pathetic. It's because the people who run Nexusmods are losing.
So even though I download
people are saying, well,
mods from Nexusmods,
sure, I agree.
Because there's a lot of good mods that were uploaded by non-woke mod developers.
They don't even have an idea.
And before all of this
find out about is if we happen to come across them with a
all of this happened, or all of this wokeness infected Nexusmods.
I want you to talk about it. Just
Nexusmods wasn't like this.
talk about what they do.
It was a political website, but now they're using
They've been pushing for
they're using Nexusmods to you know, as a political weapon.
and long brush
Visit
past Witcher 3
Cavalier
because of
Office
that.
KO5
If
page
you
at
skipped Witcher
link.
3 because there was no playable a person of color, I really think you should probably get checked for retardation. I really do. I think you are genuinely retarded if that is the reason
Exactly.
you didn't play The Witcher. Because you are people like this are the first ones to complain to people like myself or others.
If
Angry that, for example, there's no male Japanese character in Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Something that is meant to be historically somewhat accurate, and they chose to just derp all the way and go with a folklore character they can make up whatever they want and push their narrative with. That's retarded to skip something like The Witcher because there's no playable black character. Mind you, there is dark-skinned characters in the game. They may not be playable, but there's dark-skinned characters everywhere, and if you just played the game, you realize that. Then it says, coming across this mod made me want to give it another go, and boy, was I not disappointed. This makes me feel so much more invested in Geralt and his story, and I never would have got around to enjoying it if it wasn't this mod. So you are so...
I'm not sure if the developer of The Witcher has gone woke as well.
And
I hope not,
that's all it took.
because that is another good franchise getting killed.
You enjoy the
Remember, stop killing games, but the problem is
more interesting
games are getting killed because of wokeness.
that live in a world of superficial representation where they need to see themselves.
That is just stupid. If I want to see myself in anything that I consume, I won't be consuming anything.
To say, oh, all you want is straight white males in your game. No. I have played a multitude of games that have featured a multitude of different characters, male, female, fucking creatures, monsters, whatever. You're the one saying that you have to have a black character in order for you to be able to play. Otherwise,
That is mental illness.
unbelievably pathetic, and you're an absolute loser for doing this. This person
Again, they are catering to maybe just 1% of
it might be satire, but what I'm telling you right now,
the population.
absolutely people out there that think like this. There's people out there that talk like this. It 100% exists. It's unfortunate, but it's true. So ultimately, I wanted to bring this story to you guys so you can see just another example of what it looks like for Nexusmods to be the absolute hypocrites that we know them to be. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment.
There you go. Just, you know, don't stop downloading from Nexusmod. Just enable your ad blocker. Maybe they run on ads, and just don't give them your money. Use up their bandwidth. I'm pretty sure they're paying for the bandwidth. There are mods that are like really big. For example, I just downloaded the America Rising 2 mod for Fallout 4, and that was like almost 1 GB. And they were hosting it. They are hosting it. They're paying for storage for that particular mod. So keep using their bandwidth. Don't give them your money. And use an ad blocker, so you won't see any ads. They won't get any money from ads as well. That will again, unless their bottom line is affected, you know, these websites, these companies, corporations, they will not change. They will not freaking change. And the only way they'll change is if their bottom line is affected, and that is money. You can't run a website like Nexusmods without money. You can't make games without money. Unless the world goes upside down and we all become, what do you call this, a socialist or a communist world. But then again, even in a communist world, there is money. Just look at China. China still uses money. In fact, they're making like billions of dollars from making games. Anyway, guys, going to end it here. That's it for the hour. If I'm not doing anything else, I might do another one. As always, please consider following the channel in Rumble, in Twitch, and subscribe in YouTube. If you're watching in Kick, please follow the channel in Kick. Right now, I'm not streaming in Kick. I tried, but earlier I was able to stream in Kick. But for this one, well, I was having issues connecting to my Kick account again. I'm not sure what's happening with my Kick account. Maybe Kick doesn't want me to live stream on their platform. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.